Hello and welcome to Front Row Racing World Championship Reserves. This is round 3, China. My name is Front Row Racing GP, also known as the Murray Talker, and with me in the commentary box this evening we have a very special first showing in the commentary box for Dominic Overdykink. How are you this evening, Dom?
I'm very well, Steve, and how are you?
Not too bad at all. Well, because we are running slightly behind time, let's get these guys sent to the circuit and then we'll talk about what we're doing as we go. Yeah, so in the commentary box, how are you feeling about it then this evening?
Well, obviously I've been in the commentary box before with the Project Cars Leagues. I do that on a weekly basis, but every 2 weeks with my Ferrari teammate Johnny James. So I'm used to the commentary box.
Yeah.
But the F1 commentary box is something new for me. Looks nice in here, so
it's nice and cosy. It's nice and cosy, isn't it? Let's get it on.
Yeah.
Right, one thing we do need to sort out is your commentary name, because I'm Murray Talker. We also got Front Row Racing DP in the background with us this evening, and he is known as Ted Crabsticks. Hello. So, Dom, your commentary name. I'm not going to say what it is. What we're going to do for you is have question of the day. What should Dom's commentary name be? So if any viewers want to suggest what Dom's commentary name should be, please write it in the comments. So for now you are Dom.
Alright. I can live with that.
And DP will probably keep an eye on what suggestions come in, and we'll, if they're clean enough, we'll go through them as we progress through the race. But anyway, that's enough about us. Let's focus on the guys that are going to be on track. We do have a few non-attendances today. Non-attendances, is that the right way of saying it? Non-attendees.
I don't know, you're English.
Yeah. Your English is better than mine, even though you're not English.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know.
When we were young, they didn't teach English.
Yeah, we didn't get taught English. Yeah, so we've got a few non-attendees, but what I will do is run through the guys that are with us. So if I hit square on here and go to the timing screen, I can run through the guys that are here. We've got Overdykink there at the top. You're at the top of the table. You won't be on the circuit today, but who we do have is MZeleni8. He's managed to get a wheel and he's prepared to run it with no assist, so we'll be interesting to keep an eye on him today. Simo911 is a new driver to Front Row Racing. We don't know anything about him, so that is a guy from Finland that's going to be worth keeping an eye on. The next guy I think we all know about by now, his name is Coming to Get You, and he has started to show what he can do in the League of Front Row Racing Reserves and also in the Front Row Racing World Championship Reserves, but also in the main league of the World Championship when he's been called up as a reserve driver. We've also got Jason with us, who's a World Series driver. I've just noticed RDB's joined. Yeah, RDB will be able to make the race, not qualifying though, unfortunately. So Jason is a World Series driver, but he is capable of driving the cars with no assists, and he wants to give it a go this evening. Front Racing DP unfortunately won't be on the circuit with us, but Drew will be.
Just to interrupt, Tyler has just left the pits, got halfway around turn 1 and crashed into the barrier.
Oh dear. Oops. Well, he's got a lap to do to get it back to the pits if he's able to drive his car, and then we'll watch him come out of the pits again in a minute. So we've got Drew, he'll be on circuit soon. Nice guy, drives the Renault. We've got Dave the Hart and myself, I won't be driving. Farfba, who's a World Series driver, wanting to give it a go with the no assist today. Tyler 2003. We've got Hindle, who is the World Series champion, taking part in the World Championship Reserves. We've got Break in Clays, and that is a new guy I don't really know much about, so there's someone to keep an eye out for today as well. So let's go look at the live feed and see who we've got out there. Have you seen anything yet that they've noticed, Dom?
Nothing much special, no. It's just drivers preparing for the flying laps. Obviously, we saw Tyler R2003 putting it in the barrier into turn 1. So it'll be interesting to see whether he continues on for a lap, whether he's got damage or not. At the moment, I'm on board with Ryan Hindle as he goes around a long right-hander onto the long straight to go and set for a flying lap.
It looks like he's on the softer compound rather than the super soft. Do you think that's something that the guys are going to want to do here? Because I have heard a rumour that the super soft tyres are not very good for durability at all at this circuit. So what's your thoughts on tyres?
Tyre either, so it'll be interesting to see what strategy people will go for. Obviously, the soft being the slower tyre, so you do want to be at the front of the grid, obviously, with turn 1 being as it is. So it'll be interesting to see what people are going to do. Whether Ryan and I will work with him, will have the pace to maybe put it somewhere near the front on this soft tyre.
Yeah, he's not had much luck in the World Championship reserves of the first couple of races. I think that Australia was out by, I think actually no, it wouldn't let him start the race, would it? He had a problem in qualifying, wouldn't let him start the race at Australia, and then the race after that, which was at Bahrain, I think he got lost a front wing in the first couple of laps, and then yeah, found himself rather far at the back, unfortunately. Probably not his fault either. So yeah, we're looking at Hendel at the moment, and he's heading down towards the turn 6. It looks like he's got a nice tight line, but he's gone wide though now. He's lost it on the exit a little bit there.
I was going to say, that was it was a tight line for the first 10 metres of it.
Yeah, it looked
like he's on a slow lap, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like he's...
slow lap. He might go for the strategy to go on the fresh tyres at the start and just to put a lap in.
Yep. Oh, we've got a guy on screen at the moment, Brayton Clays, who's in the Manor, and he's on the super soft tyres. He's just about to start his flying lap. We don't know anything about him. New guy to front row racing, so this will be an interesting one to watch. He's got his DRS open as he goes across the start-finish line to start his lap. Very tricky first turn here. It looked like he decided to shut his DRS before turning in, which is probably a wise thing to do. I'd like the camera to go and view him at the next corner though. Thank you very much. There we are. How is his exit? I'm going to curse him and say it looks good. A bit too much curb, but I think he's got the speed on the exit there. Heading down to turn 6 where Hindle ran a little bit wide. And he's got a 26.8 sector 1. How is that for a sector 1? Do you know what sort of sectors we should be having around here, Dom?
To be honest, I've not done any practice around this track, so I'm not too sure at the moment.
Okay, I'll have a little look through.
We'll find out in this session.
Yeah, I'll just have a little look at my notes in a moment, because I know I've got them wrote down somewhere. But he's looking quite lively. He's catching up what looks like Drew with his orange helmet. Drew's out of his way. Drew is on the intermediates. Somebody's been watching front row racing GP too much.
Oh, I don't like that guy, no.
Oh, GP.
Yeah.
And he's got a nice exit here, braking place, and his second sector was a 29.1. Not too bad, not too bad. DRS open. He did get a bit of traffic on his lap, so he may be able to go faster. At the moment, it's... Oh, I thought he was going a bit deep. Sat in 13th place without a time set, and he's going to cross the line. He's going, in a moment, he's going to be looking for first couple of rows, surely. How's he going to do it? What's it going to be? It's pole position, provisional pole position with a 1:37.4. 1:37.4. I tell you what, that surprises me because I'm expecting lap times, you know, in the low 34s. So maybe he did get a bit too much traffic on that lap. Let's find somebody else out there that's on a good lap. We've got Dave the Harp on the soft tyres.
Looking at the skies there, it's looking a bit cold and a bit grey out there, so it could be having an effect on the temperatures.
That is true. Dom, what does the weather say for the event?
Let's have a look, Steve. The weather says current track conditions short qualifying, overcast with dry conditions.
Yeah.
And if I look on into the time in progress, it's not showing any signs of rain for at least the next 20 minutes. So.
And what about?
We'll have a dry qualifying session.
Yeah. Is it dry for the race as well?
Let's have a look. It's going on to 30 now to 45. It looks dry.
Yeah.
So what we know is we might be surprised.
You never know. It has been known in the past that the weather's forecast can not always be correct. Dave the Harp set a lap time and put it into third place with his with his soft tyres. His soft tyres there.
Have a look around the track then, see what people are doing. Drew still on the intermediates, going around. Enzolini 8, 28.4 first sector on a super soft. He's obviously getting used to his new wheel, and we all know that takes some time to get used to. So we're not expecting them great things from Enzolini in this race.
Simo 911 to start the flying lap, going from sector 1.
Okay, we shall move on to him as soon as we've seen Emslini cross the line, because this could, I was going to say it could be a good lap. It looks like he's lost it in sector 3 there. It's gone 4th, but his sector 3 is about 3 or 4 seconds off what it should be. So let's go and have a look for Simo. There he is.
A good 3 or 4, yeah, I was going to say, he's a good chunk up in that sector 1.
Well, I tell you what, I've just got my notes in front of me now, and a good sector 1 is a 26.2. And he's gone a 26.3, which is not bad at all. Second sector, a good second sector is a 28.2, and he's got a 28.6. And so he's looking like he could be on for a 134 something at the moment, as long as he can get in the 39s for this last sector. To be fair, I've been watching too much of him, but did it look clean those last few corners, Dom?
Well, that didn't look too bad.
Yeah.
No corner cuts or whatever, so that looks good. At least he's adjusting to the front racing standard as he pits.
I'll tell you what, did surprise me. I thought he would have gone and set that lap time. Well,
I wonder, whether that's a case of, okay, seeing he can go purple, he's going to stick a different set of tyres on, either a brand new set of super softs or a harder compound. About halfway through the qualifying session, I just want to touch on a couple of things. Number one, we have got a few spaces available in the World Championship Reserve, so if you are interested in no assist racing on the PS4 and F1 2016, come and find Formula Racing on Facebook. Steve mentioned earlier on, got a few drivers missing today. Also, don't forget today's question of the day, as Steve said, is what should Dom's commentator name be? So put your suggestions in the YouTube comments. And finally, just to let everybody know, there have been issues with the PlayStation Network today. They were down for maintenance this morning, but they have been having problems all day. So if we do have issues this evening, let's all write Sony a nasty message. Although it could be blamed on the big DDoS attack that took place a few days ago.
Right, cheers for that, Dave.
just point out that Tyler has just gone and put his car in second position on the grid on the soft tyres. So are these temperatures suiting the softs more than they are the super softs?
Well, to be honest, Tyler R is 1.2 seconds off braking place time, so there is still quite a lot of time to be found, not only by Tyler but by the rest of the field as well.
That's very true.
He's done a 26.4 sector 1, which is only a tenth slower than our new guy did, Simo, but coming together, he's on the soft compound tyre. He's done a 29.0 sector 2, so he's lost out a little bit of time there, but they're still maybe good enough for a provisional pole position.
Yeah, with him being on the soft tyres, it's looking good then. Yeah, 29.0 sector 2 is not bad at all, especially with a soft compound tyre. Sector 2 is where he would have lost any time with a different compound, because there's obviously more bends than straights. How's he going to be with the last corner? Nice, nicely done. This should be putting him on the front row of the grid, I would have thought, and it does. It's pole position.
Okay, you might want to go and have a look at Simo. He is back out on track.
We want to see this guy, don't we? He's out on track on his out lap. Dom, I want to just, while we're waiting for Simo to go around ready to start his fast lap, last season in the World Championship, this was a race that you won. What stands out the most from your race last season here?
Well, obviously the race started with dry conditions, and then it rained straight from the start, so it was difficult to decide whether to pit on lap 4, 5 or 6, and then obviously Kev and our good old friend DP pitted on lap 4, which which cost them the first and second position on track, and I myself pitted a bit later on. So and then I went back from wets to dries quite early, and that's basically what won me the race. So if there's anything that stood out for me in that race, it was that particular pit stop.
The strategy, yeah, and it worked very well for you. And I was kind of hoping it was going to be raining today here, so that we could talk what it'd be like, talk about what it's like when it gets wet here, because there doesn't seem to be much grip, to be fair, when it's dry. It's not a circuit that has a lot of traction. Well, that's what I find anyway. Maybe I'm just running too skinny a rear wing.
Oh, my traction's just fine, Steve, mate.
Yeah. It's all that extra weight you're carrying.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah.
So Simo, first sector 26.7. How's that compared to what's already been set?
Have a look on the timing screen. 26.5 might come to get you, so he's 2/10 off at the moment.
And he is on the soft compound tyre, so he didn't do his super soft lap, so he could put his timing on the soft compound.
That's probably why he's opted for the soft tyres. Obviously, with well, he saw the super soft tyre was a lot quicker than the rest of the field at that point.
Purple sector 2.
It's 28.7, good time that for the softs.
And this is exactly what the World Championship Reserves needed, is these guys coming in here and showing Coming to Get You that it's not a league just for him to drive off into the distance. There are others out there that want to race him. I think Coming to Get You is going to find this race a little bit different. That was a nice rear end.
Some interesting information, guys, sorry. Ryan Hindle will be starting from the back at this race.
Ah. Is that a tactical reason, or is it not being able to get a lap in? And just say Simo's gone second.
Let's have a look here.
I tell you what, he was purple sector 2. He lost 2/10 in sector 1, pulled
Purple's,
10th back sector 2, and half a 10th in sector 3. So sector 1's hurt him, but starting second, it's not too bad.
Breaking Clays is out there on an out lap, so he'll be the next guy that we're going to be wanting to have a look at. What compound's that? It's the soft compound again. Just while he's on his outlet, let's have a look at the compounds that different drivers have been using. Coming to Get You, soft. Simo, soft. Breaking Clays, super soft, but now he's out on the softs, wanting obviously to beat his super soft time. Tyler, softs. Jason, soft. David Harp, soft. Emzalini, super soft. Farfba, super soft. Drew being very cautious there on the super duper inters. So Breaking Clays down the long back straight. I'm going to leave this, we've got 3 minutes, I'm going to leave this driver to you, Dom. Talk us through Breaking Clays' lap as he heads towards the start finish line.
Right, gets towards the start finish line, into turn 16. Make sure you get a good exit out of this corner without running wide. As he does right there. Bit of oversteer that, but let's get on board then with Breaking Clays. As he wants to get the turning point exactly right for turn 1 and 2. Misses the apex a bit, it's going to compromise with time. He's good on the apex though, into turn 2 there, and then onto 3. A hard zone for traction here, but he controls it quite well there. Just a bit of oversteer, but held it well. First sector then, 8.26 I suppose, 26.8, so 3/10 off the pole time as he goes through turn 6. That holds the car quite nicely, and then into turn 7 and 8, the long left and right hander. The mechanical grip in these corners are very important for the car. You don't want to slide out wide with understeer. This is a corner that's really tricky to break for, but he holds it well. Turns 9 and 10. He is very smooth on the throttle out of turn 10. And then into turn 11 to prepare for the long straights. I want to get a good exit out of turn 12 and 13. No oversteer, but he has just a little bit. He's fine, he's on full throttle. A bit of oversteer there, but still good straight line speed for the straight. With a 29.1 for the second sector. DRS wide open of course, then braking at the 150 metre marker, but maybe a bit later than that, depending on the tyres. Braking for the hairpin, keeping it quite nicely. And then into turn 16, once again, to go onto the straight, sorry. Open DRS here. And it's going to be a lap time of a 37.2. That remains him in third.
It does, and I'm just wondering whether that was quicker than his previous laps. He was in third before, but
it was slightly quicker, but while all that was going on, Simo, he improved his sector 1 time, didn't improve his sector 2 time, but did improve his sector 3 time and has stolen pole position. He's now 0.014 ahead of Coming to Get You.
Well, there we are. It's getting all very tight up at the front there. Just looking to see who else we've got out on circuit. Tyler is out on an out lap on super soft tyres. I think he just missed the corner there. Where's he off to? No, I think he may be retiring his car. And we'll leave him to do that. Let's see if anyone else is going to be going for another lap as Simo heads back towards the pit lane. Tyler is out there. Still, I think maybe retiring his car. So Breaking Clays is probably on his way in. I think that might be qualifying done unless we've got somebody out on the circuit that I can't see at the moment.
No, I think that will be just about it. Obviously, we have got RDB that will be starting the race behind us as well. I just want to quickly mention those drivers that haven't been able to make it this evening. Leading Sunrise, he's at a concert tonight, probably drinking and singing way too much. I see Ballzone 690, unfortunately he hasn't turned up this evening. And then we've got DG Nanu, who did message us earlier. A few personal issues mean he can't attend tonight. Kane Leander, similar situation. Liliart 14 hasn't made it. MG Mikey T hasn't made it. Richie Davey is on Battlefield. Tebs let us know earlier today that he's not going to be able to make it tonight. I hope Richard Davies gets absolutely destroyed on Battlefield, although he did post a good video yesterday where his mate had been chasing a plane in the plane for half an hour, couldn't kill him, and Richard Davies killed it with 2 shots of a cannon from the ground, and I don't think Andy Russell was his mate anymore. But yeah, there are still a couple of spaces available for people if they want to get involved in the World Championship reserves, although we do now have a list of 18 drivers that are ready to compete. It's just obviously every now and again people have other things to do on race day.
So there we are.
You have other things to do on this fantastic evening where front row racing just becomes alive, really.
Well,
the only way I could answer that, I'd get into trouble for.
I was trying to think of something clean.
Well, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Well, I mean, for quite a few people, if there was a lady involved that said, "Come here," they might go, "Well, you know what? I think I might miss this race today."
Oh, let's just think about the World Series last season. How many times did Rickster miss a race because he got a new missus?
Yes, that is true. That is true. He did. Or even James Hulkenberg, who missed a couple of Project Cars races when his girlfriend came back from having been in Australia for 6 months. So yeah, there can be many different reasons for people being able to attend. Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, when you get into the World Championship or the World Series, you tend to find it a little bit different. I mean, one of the questions I posed to a few people is, when you've got a race day and you're not feeling well, what are you going to do? Because if you're in the middle of the race and you're about to be sick, or if it's going the other way, are you going to stop and do what needs to be done, or are you just going to sit there and carry on driving? That is a situation of pure dedication.
Well,
I think I might do what Mark Webber, me.
Yeah, coming into the pits, I don't feel very.
Yeah. It's still one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard from Real F1. Anyway, okay, we'll wait a few moments now while the game sorts itself out, but don't forget, folks, there are PlayStation issues this evening, so we could be waiting all night, who knows. And in a few moments' time, Steve will be leaving the lobby, and we'll drop Dom in it to go through the grid order.
Just while we're... Oh, it says qualifying complete.
There you go.
I've just, in my notebook, I do have something written down here about strategies, but I won't talk about that until the race has started, just in case there are some guys listening in and think, "Oh, GP thinks that's a good way to do it," and then when they do it, they'll blame me that it didn't work. So yeah, Dom, over to you then for the qualifying results.
So that's it then for this qualifying session. We've got Simo 911 on pole in the Mercedes. A 36.1 is his time. Coming to get you in closely behind him in second in the Ferrari, also on the softs on 36.2. Tyler Arth 2003 sits in third with Breaking Place in fourth. Jason and Dave the Harp, the old legends of FRR, in fifth and sixth on the softs and super softs. Farber, the league owner, in seventh with the Sahara Force India. We've got Emzolini in eighth position with the Scuderia Ferrari, and we've got Drew sitting in ninth in the Renault Sports Formula 1 team, qualifying on intermediates. And then behind us, we've still got two drivers.
Was that sitting you said then?
Sorry, what?
Was that sitting you said?
It sounded like
yeah, sitting in ninth, yeah. Shit. Anyway, guys, we've got Ryan Hindle and RDB starting behind us, so in the 13th and 14th position.
So while we're waiting, Dom, what do you feel strategies might be like at this circuit? 2-stop, 3-stop, what tyres would you go with?
I think it's either going to be one of them two, to be honest, yet 2 or 3-stop. But it'll be interesting to see what, for example, a guy like Hindle goes for. He's the only one starting on the fresh tyres together with Drew. So yeah, let's see what you might just do is stop less than everyone else. You never know.
Okay, Dom, just to let you know, you can press pause as soon as it allows you to, and it will start the formation lap for you.
Yes.
And while we're doing that, obviously we can let Steve know when it does begin, and we can also check what tyres Hindle and RDB are going to be starting the race on.
Andrew,
You're suggesting a 2 and a 3 stop, guys, so I think that'll be the strategies used mainly for this race.
so we're commentating on these races. It really.
It started, by the way, Steve, the formation up, so you are allowed to join back.
I shall be on my way. Yeah, I was just saying it's interesting to see what other people do to make me then, if I'm racing in the World Series, it helps me decide what I'm going to do in the World Series. At the moment, it's not helped me, I should say, but it's given me food for thought, shall we say.
Okay, a little bit of info for you. Hindle, he's going to be starting on the medium tyre. It looks like RDB may not be starting the race, unfortunately. Drew, he has chosen the medium tyre as well, although he does get to start in the top 10 because he started on an intermediate tyre. He will get to, did qualify on an inter, he will get to pick a brand new tyre for the race.
I'm not sure, I think with Drew, it doesn't actually show him until... Not Drew, sorry, with RDB. Hang on. Yeah, he's in a car, he's in a McLaren with Alonso's helmet.
What tyres is he on then?
Super softs.
He's going aggressive one. Obviously himself and Bindle are going to have to be aware that myself and Overdykink, we're now going to be moving out of the way. One of the things that we have been doing this season is for the co-commentators, we will move forward in a straight line slowly. That way everybody knows that the cars are not going to turn one way or another, and it is down to drivers that start behind us to go around us, really. But RDB may find that he has a delay to the start of the race, and if he does, it would be handy if he could let us know that he does, so we can find out whether that particular glitch may have been fixed.
Yeah, if he's listening to the live stream, he doesn't have to let us know during the race, he can wait till the end.
During the pit stop, definitely.
Yeah, could
That's
do.
a mandatory, that.
On the way into the pit, so he doesn't see if he's overspeed or not. We have had a few suggestions for commentary names, but one of them I can't say, not on the live stream. But there we go. So a quick reminder, question of the day as the cars are getting ready to form upon the grid. The question of the day is, what should Dom's commentary name be? I think, Steve, would be a case of when do we put our suggestions in, but anyway, the cars are forming upon the grid, so over to you.
Yep, the last car is just pulled into place, so Charlie Whiting will be able to see if that's what his name is. All the cars are there.
We go to the side of the track then, slowly?
No,
Straight.
just drive forward straight.
So 5 lights are on, 5 lights are out, they are away. And how his tyres start with those super soft tyres, it doesn't look too bad, to be fair. The Ferrari coming to get you has got the inside line into turn 1. Simo 911 is right behind him, up his gearbox, and this is where it could get a little bit tight, as I've just seen I think it was Tyler's gone well wide at turn 2, approaching turn 2. Yeah, so not a bad start, to be fair, relatively clean. It looks like most guys have got all their pieces of the front wing as they head down towards turn 6. Coming to get you is looking rather comfortable at the moment, and he's going to want to pull away and open some gap up. He might find he's going to be taking Simo with him. So how did it look from the back of the grid as they headed off?
I was busy trying to get the car out of the way. So I didn't see much at the start, but we've got Dave the Hart putting a bit of pressure on Breaking Clays, who's losing a bit of time on the top 2 drivers.
Well, one of the reasons why we say we're driving a straight line and not move is because if we do move and go off the track, it can bring out yellow flags. That's one of the reasons why. But from what I could see, it looked fairly clean at the start, although when I was watching the replay on YouTube, it did look like a strange big cloud of smoke appeared in the middle of the grid. Hopefully it won't be there on the second time around. But Dom's right. Dave the Hart was applying some pressure, but further down the grid we've got Hindle, I think it is, applying some pressure as well, making a move actually.
He's overtaking Drew, as Drew had previously just let his teammate go past. He's right up the inside.
He's bumped it up the inside.
I don't think that that Mercedes driver was expecting him to be there at that point, but I can't tell you. It was a Ferrari. Hindle was in the Mercedes. So the Ferrari driver, it wasn't coming to get you.
Emzeleni 8.
Emzeleni. Yeah. And he's still got Hindle behind him. Yeah, I don't think... it's very tight. It's difficult to try and commentate around that corner there, as you've got 3 cars trying to find one, or the same place on the tarmac, and also 3 cars on 3 different sets of tyres, 3 different compounds.
Oh, Farther's gone off. Ooh, happening here. Everyone gets past him cleanly, but it's had a moment through turn, I think turn 4 that is.
Hindle has managed to make that move on Emzeleni, and it looks like RDB wants to get past as soon as possible as well. Very busy down in this middle order at the moment. And RDB has got past Emzeleni. Emzeleni at the moment, it looks like his car's going further backwards than it is forwards. He's got cars overtaking him left, right and centre, and the next car that's behind him, I believe that to be Farper. No, it's... or is it? Yep, it is in the 4-cylinder, it is Farper.
It's not giving the half put a bit of pressure on braking Clays. He's now lost time to braking Clays, and Jason's actually going for the move now on the long straight. DRS not active of course, but Jason being on a soft tyre and David Harp on the super softs. You think David Harp's super softs are already on the way downhill?
Well, he's done 2 laps on them. He may have done some qualifying on them. He's going to start losing time, I think, on his 3rd lap, and he may find he's not going to be able to get away from Jason. Jason looks like he's going to have that tight line until he's gone wide. He's leaving the door open for Dave the Arp to take a look. And Dave the Arp thought twice of it. These 2 guys are teammates in the World Series, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're chatting away to each other as they're doing this and testing kind of different strategies.
So
really.
Going to put in a second. Hindle's just half spun it around the first corner. He was trying to attack, but unfortunately he's now lost a couple of places, I believe. Did well to manage to keep it going, to be honest, but he has now dropped down to 8th place. That battle you guys are watching, I think we've got a Ferrari facing the wrong direction as well. In the background, yeah, Emzeleni 8 has had a little bit of an issue, so unfortunately for him he's now at the back of the grid.
That is unfortunate. So looking back up at the front, and it's coming to get you on the soft tyres with Simo at 911, within 2.5 seconds of him, with braking Clays in 3rd position, Jason in 4th position, starting to break away a little bit from Dave the Harp. Is Dave the Harp within DRS range? No, he's not. He's over a second away, so he's not going to be able to use that DRS wing on his teammate, but he might still pick up a bit of a slipstream from him behind Dave the Harp.
Here's a question for the both of you though. I mean, Dave the Harp had a good start, he's on the super soft tyre. Jason's just running away from him on the soft tyre.
Yeah, these super softs are not lasting very long at all. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some guys coming into the pits rather soon. Not Dave the Harp though, he's going round for another lap. Oh, we've just seen, I thought somebody was going to be crashing then, and it was a Renault heading into the pit lane.
2003, yep.
So Hindle now looking to try and catch the back of RDB once again. RDB on the super soft compound tyres. I believe Hindle is on the medium compound, which he is. His tyres are going to be absolutely fine for a long time yet.
Hindle struggling big time with the traction, losing the rear on a number of corners.
I'm just wondering whether those mediums, with the temperature not being very high at the event today, whether he's able to get them up to a suitable running temperature. Could it come down to his tyre pressure or his aeros, or is it, or possibly is it too much right thumb? What do you reckon, Dom?
Well, knowing Ryan Hindle's probably too much right thumb.
Quite possibly. Now, with Ryan, obviously you're racing...
Not right thumb, no, actually not right thumb, but right index finger in it.
Oh, does he use the triggers, does he?
I think most people do actually. I think there's very few people who actually use the analog stick, which is
that
a very old PS2 PS2 way of driving. When I was in the pad, I used to drive with the analog stick, but I found out that I'm one of the very rare people who do that.
I do it. That's how I use the pad when I use the pad. I mean, I'm a wheel user, but when I didn't have a wheel, it was always the mushrooms for me, the analog sticks. it used to really bug me when games would come out. It wouldn't let you change the controls, and you had to use the triggers. I was like, what the hell?
Drive Club was one of them, wasn't it? Where you couldn't use the analog sticks on Drive Club. The option just wasn't there. I wasn't overly pleased with that. I mean, I use my wheel on Drive Club anyway, but I've got a number of people that were wanting to play the game in that way, and they just simply couldn't. Bit of info for you as well.
Ryan Hindle's just gone off track into turn 1 and nearly lost the car as he's trying to get back onto the track, so he's lost the chunk of time again on RDB.
He's definitely struggling. It's the second time he's gone off at turn 1, I think, but Simo in second place. He's closing in now on coming to get you. It's not close, but it's closer than it has been for a few laps.
Keep an eye on that one. Yeah, so just thinking about them with Ryan then. Just going to say, he races in the World Series. He's the World Series champion. In there, you're allowed to have assists on. Obviously, here is in the no assists World Championship reserves. So, would he be better off when he's in the World Series using no assists? So it helps him each time he comes to a World Championship reserve race.
I think it would in a way, but I think he's also really keen on just retaining his title and winning races. And he knows that if he puts the traction off and all the other assists, that he'll struggle for the positions that he would be able to drive in if he had assists on. So I think that's the reason why Ryan still chooses to drive with assists, because it just benefits him in his driving at the moment.
I kind of wish though that he...
He's gone off at the last turn, sorry, not the last turn, second to last, the hairpin. Ryan's going for a move now around the outside, and he's completed it even before the last corner.
Okay, David Hart's gone into the pits, and he's got a puncture on the pit entry. I was going to mention I was looking at his tyres, and he's got 2 clear bands of grained tyres on the super softs. But as he slowed down to get into the pit lane, front left puncture. So time that
RDB
perfectly.
Front right puncture. He's in the pit lane. Same team. So one had a front right puncher, one had a front left puncher on the way into the pits. So those super softs not lasting very long at all.
Either that or this is just the McLarens.
Could be.
David Hart's come out of the pits just behind Tyler, and Tyler's car is jumping about quite a lot at the moment.
Is that due to lag or is that due to car control?
Well, we're going to mention a little
lag.
Yeah, we'll mention a little something about Tyler. He's a nice enough lad, but he has on a few occasions had internet problems with connectivity. We said we'd give him the opportunity to take a seat in this race, and we'll see what his internet is like. Now, at the moment, to be fair, I haven't seen anything to do with his internet. DP just saw something, but majority of the time it's looking not too bad, to be fair. But we'll keep an eye on it.
Well, we know Dave the Art likes to be verbal, so I'm sure he'll comment on it afterwards. Emerson Lenny recently just been off track as well, so he's I think he's pushing to try and get back in this race from the back of the grid, but struggling a bit. But also being on a wheel, first real race on the wheel, he's going to be learning a lot here.
He's nearly lost it. He's given 7th to Tyler.
Yeah, RDB's gone past now as well. I think that's RDB. Or no, it'd be Dave the Art.
Simo has pitted and put the medium compound tyre on.
It's medium compound. Don't know whether there's going to be enough laps in those tyres to get him to the end. As RDB locks up into the hairpin towards the end of the lap. Is that turn 14? Is he going to head for a pits? No, he's just been in the pits. What am I on about? Let's go back to the leader and see what's happening.
Just want to mention, guys, Farfus, his first outing in the WCR. He's not had a very good performance so far. He seems to be really struggling with the without the assist, really.
It's a big change when you're not used to it, isn't it? I mean, he only let us know today that he was going to take part. I'm just wondering how much time he had to practice beforehand. Yeah, so it was a surprise that he said he would give it a go. But there we are. So coming round to complete lap 7, and the second place of Breaking Clays in the Manor comes round turn 14. That gap is 16 seconds They are both on the same compound of tyre. They've both done about the same amount of laps on them. And Brake and Clays heads into the pit lane.
I've got a prediction for you.
Go on then.
Coming to get you. Pit lap 10, pit lap 20, 8 laps super softs. I don't think it'll work.
Interesting. You never know. So Brake and Clays heads to the pit, into the pits, and his tyres that are ready for him is another set of the soft compound. Jason as well in the pit lane. He's got softs on, and it looks like he's going to be putting another set of softs on. So this is all going to help Tyler gain a few more positions as he's going around on the medium compounds as he heads. Whoa, it's quite wide as he heads around the last corner there. He's going to gain a few positions as he heads past the pit lane. Let's have another look then at where Simo one is. He's 25 seconds behind on those medium compound tyres, and he needs to start closing that gap in. See if it is an undercut, but with him going on the harder compound tyres, he's not going to gain as much time. And he's a little bit wider. He's not going to gain as much time as if he'd have gone for a set of the soft compounds. Yeah. Do we know whether that was a retirement or was it terminal damage? If you have a look at the race director, Dom, it might tell you whether he had an incident or not.
Race director. Farber speeding in the pit line. He had a drive-through, so that might have contributed to his retirement.
Yeah, it's rather frustrating that when that happens, but
Right, Hindle's just been overtaken by 2 cars, by both Drew and Brake and Clays. So really struggling on the medium tyres, is he, Hindle?
on his tyres, Hindle's tyres are the tyres that he was on at the start of the race. I was just trying to see who that was.
Make a move.
So the lead is in the pit lane, and Simo is going to cross the line and take that first position. But what's the gap going to be when Coming to Get You comes out of the pits? Because he is out of the pits. Coming to Get You has done the pit stop and still leads the race. He had enough time to do his pit stop and come out ahead. Well, I thought that was going to be a lot closer. I actually thought Simo was going to be taking the lead of the race there.
Well, information on the lap times for you. I mean, Simo's lap he's just done was a 1:39.4, which was half a second quicker than Coming to Get You did on his last time lap, and obviously he had a lap going into the pits as well. So Coming to Get You's tyre wear was looking very good, reference his lap times, and Simo, yeah, not quite quick enough. He wasn't. I mean, he's on pace with his first stint on the medium tyre, so it'll be interesting to see how he follows on for the rest of the stint.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that gap. It's just under 3 seconds at the moment, so we'll come back to that as that starts to unfold in a moment. We're going to keep an eye out on some of the other cars. Who's in third place?
Well, I might want to have an eye on Drew and Hindle as they battle it out.
Yeah.
9 out of 28.
Just saw Hindle with his little bit of a fishtail there. Or was it just his rear end waving to his fans? One or the other.
Oh, is that it? Oh, that might be it. That might be what he's doing. He might not
Quite
be struggling.
possibly.
He might just be waving to his fans.
I'm wondering whether he's expecting to get some kudos.
Fans.
You got no fans.
You've got no fans.
Oh, there was a bit of lag there, sorry. I thought Drew's car had just stopped dead on the straight. That was a little bit unfortunate. Thankfully, I didn't put Hindle off too much. I don't know if you'll have seen it on your view. I definitely saw it on mine.
I did see a little something. I was just going to say, Hindle, I wonder whether he knows he doesn't get any kudos points for drifting his car around some of these corners. It looks very nice, but he doesn't get anything extra for it. So here he is into turn 1, and nice and wide up to the white line. It's going to late apex turn 2, and this is where he'll be wanting to gain some time on Drew. Tell you what, this is a nice showing so far from Drew as well. It's nice to see Drew out there in 4th position at the moment. Now I've said that, I'll probably find out it's Tyler. No, it is Drew.
I tell you what, Hindle's got to be careful of Jason catching him up. Jason's on the soft tyre behind him, and he's closing that gap in quite quickly. And Jason obviously had a whole season in the World Championship last season, so he's used to running no assists. And the main reason for him moving to the World Series this season was because of a change of work days, I believe, work and study days. But yeah, more than capable of driving without any assists on, and catching up to Hindle at the moment.
Yeah, just look at what compound tyre he's on. He's on the soft compound tyre, so for about 5 laps he's going to be running at slightly faster pace. Then it'll ease off a little bit, and he'll be running similar pace, maybe a touch slower, and then they'll drop off quite a fair bit, and the mediums will be faster again. But saying that, Hindle's mediums are 10 laps old now. So
yeah, I think we might see Hindle boxing this lot, since he's struggling to keep up with Drew, and now he's got Jason right behind him. So
yeah, he's going to want to keep to that right hand side if he's going to go for the pit lane. You don't want to go on the outside of you though. If you he's gone for another lap. He's gone for another lap.
Okay, that's very brave, but I don't know if it's the best choice there by Hindle.
Well,
Drew also is on the tyres. He started the race.
I thought Drew pitted, but if he hasn't, he hasn't. It is a good showing from him. What does the Mr. Race Director say?
But he hasn't pitted yet. He's on the medium tyres that started the race.
There we go. So,
Well,
good showing.
Dave.
Hindle wide, Jason takes the move. Yeah, I think that was a little bit of an error from Hindle there that allowed Jason to nicely squeeze it up the inside. And Jason is starting to show how comfortable he is with racing with no assist. As I've just seen a Ferrari just going a little bit sideways in the background.
Yeah, that's a back marker, that's Emzolini.
Yeah.
Who's obviously struggling with his wheel. We weren't expecting great things, and I'm sure he will improve on his wheel in later races this season.
Up at the front, Simo has dropped off a little bit from coming to get you. The gap was 2.9 seconds a couple of laps ago, and it's currently 4.1. But is he looking after his tyres better? Will he be able to run those tyres further into the race and maybe benefit a little bit later on as coming to get you just set the fastest lap of the race? So in third place, Braken plays. He's kind of in a bit of a no man's land at the moment in third place. There's a bit of a gap to the cars ahead of him, and there's a bit of a gap to the cars behind him. So just driving in a nice comfortable space all on his own at the moment. Yeah, I just seen a little bit more lag on Drew's car there. That wasn't
Just stopped on track for me.
yeah. They need to change their team name to Time Warp.
I suggested to them. Ryan Hindle pits, guys. Ryan Hindle into the pits, lap 11 out of 28. Let's see what tyre compound he's going for. He's going for another set of mediums. So the tyres that he struggled on early in the race, he's going to go on it again. So
if he's done 11 laps on those, he'll do another 11 laps. Then you'd expect him to do the super softs at the end, but.
Pit lane's busy, guys. Tyler, he's run into the pits on a medium tyre, front left puncture. David Harper's also in the pits. Tyler's gone for a set of softs now. David Harp, this is his second stop. He's putting a set of mediums on. And RDB, they're pitting on the same lap again. RDB's having to wait now, getting rid of the soft compound tyre and also putting the medium tyre on. But Tyler, I'll have to have a look, but I think he only did 11 laps.
He's only done two. He's done 2 pit stops. He started on a softer compound.
Okay, when did he put the medium compound on lap 4 and had a puncture at lap 11, so not many laps out of the tyres for him.
No, that's not many at all.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. There's a big battle going on between Drew and Jason. Drew being on 12 laps old mediums and Jason being on, a lot fresher softs as he's about to go for the move with DRS open onto the straight, and that's going to be a very straightforward move by Jason as he completes it well before the big
Drew's gone back from the inside.
Ooh, he's had a little look, but he thought the better of it.
Yeah.
We'll see. Drew will probably have to pit with the other people behind him pitting. You don't want them to be ahead of him as he pits. There you go.
A good call on that one. I'll tell you what, when I saw Drew duck back up the inside there, I was thinking, this is a brave place to go for an overtake up the inside at that late stage of approaching that corner.
Would it have been a dive bomb?
It'd have been a dive bomb.
No, come on, say it the way you said it earlier. Dive bomb dom.
Dive bomb dom. Yeah.
That was Steve's suggestion for a commentary name for Dom. Dive bomb dom. For the viewers, if you are watching, you are more than welcome to put forward your suggestions of a commentary name for Dominic Overdykink. I can't even remember what my suggestions were that I've not told him about yet. A couple that we have had is one that says I don't believe it, but nah. The other one I can't really say. So yeah, but you can ask your teammate what his suggestions were there, Dom.
Yeah, well, knowing my teammate, I probably can guess what it is, so it's alright.
I don't believe it.
Don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
Just having a look, I tell you what, RDB lost out a lot of time through those pit stops, you know, because he was very close to Dave Hart when they both pitted, which kind of begs the question, why didn't RDB continue on for another lap? But he did pit, but he's lost about 7 seconds.
Maybe he wasn't aware of what car Dave Hart was driving.
I also want to put out, Drew's lost that big time in his pit stop. He's, he wasn't in front of Ryan Hindle before the stops. He's now well behind him. I think he lost about, he's about 4 seconds behind him, so I'd say he's lost about 6 seconds. He's out on the soft side though, so he might be able to catch Hindle up in the remainder part of this sim.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, like for example Tyler being on a medium compound tyre and getting a puncture, you kind of have to wonder how's he ended up with a puncture. One of the simple reasons could be if he's locking up the fronts at every corner because he's not used to having no ABS, that you do that every corner, every lap, yeah, your tyres aren't going to last very long. But also if you run over a bit of debris, if you clip in grass or sharp edges of curbs, it could happen. So you really do have to look after the tyres. But for drivers that are perhaps not used to assist, not locking up the tyres is one of the key factors that they may have to work on.
So there we go, we've heard it from the legend himself.
I don't know about that.
The once upon a time legend.
So I'm just having a look at Hindle's lap times. I'm quite surprised at Hindle's lap times. You know.
As in, they're faster than you thought they'd be, or slower?
Slower than I thought they'd be. His laps on the first stint on the medium tyres were slower than Drew's. He's improved on lap 13 on 141. He's done a personal best sector 1. I don't know about sector 2, that's not updated. So he may feel a little more comfortable on this particular set of tyres. Now he's 2 seconds off in sector 2, so maybe it's just his setup, his driving in the medium tyre. It's just not a fun combination for him.
Could just all come down to temperatures and you can't switch those tyre compounds on. It is looking very overcast and dull here in China today. Let's have a look where Jason
knows, we might be in for a bit of a surprise later on in the race with a bit of rain.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was wondering, shall I say it or not? Because looking at the clouds, there are some that are very dark out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what surprised me.
I might get a little bit. It would be interesting if we do. So Jason is currently running in 4th place, Hindle running in 5th place, and Drew is not that far behind Hindle. So yeah, Hindle is running at the moment 1.3 seconds behind the leader, with Drew running 1.5 seconds. 1 minute. Yeah,
that's a close race. Take it to the lead.
Yeah, you know what I mean. 1 minute 5 and 1 minute 3. So yeah, Drew's only a couple of seconds behind, and he is on the softer compound, and he will be looking to catch Hindle up, and that is something that you wouldn't normally expect to see.
No, that gap was 4 seconds, so it's down to 2 now. So it's looking good for Drew. He's putting up a good performance here against the World Series champion.
Well, I was on about a moment ago about Hindle's lap times being sort of 140. Well, there were 144s in the first stint. We got down to the 141s in the second stint. But to put that into perspective, coming to get you, he was leading the race. His last 5 laps, a 38.4, a 38.3, a 38.9, a 38.8, a 38.7, a 39.3. There's a big time difference between coming to get you at the moment and Hindle, for example, on the medium compound tyre.
So do you think that's down to tyres or down to driver?
Probably setup and getting used to the no assist. I mean, if Hindle hasn't done much practice, hasn't got a setup, it's going to make a massive difference. But I mean, 2 seconds a lap difference, yeah, you're probably looking at setup, tyre pressures compared to the current temperatures coming to get you, looking much more comfortable. And I mean, he's not losing the rear end of the car anywhere, whereas whenever I've watched Hindle, it's like watching Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, when the guy's learning how to drift and the guys are sat there fishing going, He's never going to learn how to do it. And did you know the Chinese guy that's fishing, that's watching him doing the drifting and basically taking the mickey out of him, was actually the Japanese drift king.
Yep, I did know that.
Yeah, he was the Japanese drift king.
He actually choreographed it.
Critiquing him. Yeah.
He choreographed the drifting in Tokyo Drift for him. So yeah, I did know that little bit of information. But Drew now, it seems to be in a bit of a not gaining any more time kind of situation, and I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't think to himself, this is Hindle and I'm keeping up with him, so this pace must be good enough, when it could actually be going a bit quicker.
Steve, I just want to mention, in the battle for the leads, Seymour 911 just pitted and come out on a set of medium tyres, so he will be looking to finish the race on those set of tyres, I think.
Is he related to Nemo?
Well, might be, don't know, might ask him.
Just
might ask him at the podium interview.
So, just the way you said Seymour 911.
It says Seymour,
Seymour, I suppose they're not that different. Anyway. But yeah, he has pitted, you're right. But have a look, he wasn't on those medium tyres for that long.
No, that's quite surprising, that. I mean, does it making me wonder whether these guys are just not getting the amount of laps out of the tyres they were expecting to, or whether they've got certain strategies that they just want to stick to.
Oh, Drew and Jason.
So yeah, Drew wasn't catching Hindle then, because it's allowed Jason to catch up the back of Drew. The sound's gone a little bit quiet, or is that just because they're in the distance a little bit? Yeah, it probably is. Drew's starting to lock those tyres up now. There's a bit of pressure. Looks like Jason may have gone a little bit deep into that corner and lost a little bit of time. Let's have a look from Jason's
Drew's
point of view.
still not that far behind Ryan, so
yeah,
that means Jason's catching up to the pair of them.
Yeah, this could end up being a three-way battle. I'm just wondering what lap Drew may have pitted on, because his tyres look like they may be going off now, which is allowing the mediums to be a little bit quicker at this point. But Jason's looking rather strong at the moment in this midfield battle.
He pitted at the end of lap 12, so...
So yeah, if he's done about 5 laps on those soft tyres, the degradation is going to mean that they are going to start running a little bit slower than their optimum pace each lap that he uses them for, and it's showing me a really stupid view looking backwards when I want to be looking forwards. Jason's got his DRS open, he's in the slipstream, but he's too far away unfortunately to make an attempted move, but he will have another DRS straight to have a go at as he goes past the start finish line. Can he be close enough to the back of Drew as he goes around the last corner? It looks like he might well be. Could this be a move into turn 1? Not necessarily one of the places you want to be.
It's too far off, I think. It's too far off unless Drew makes a mistake here and misses the apex, as Ryan's done many times this race.
That's not a dig at your mate, is it?
Oh, as I talk about that, he's done it again.
He just wants to give other people a chance.
Commentator's curse or digging the ribs. Right, okay. Coming to get you, he's continued on for another lap. I mentioned about Simo and how many laps he'd done on his medium tyres. It was 10. So he's kind of splitting, obviously medium to the end, 10 and 10 or 10 and 11. His first medium stint was very consistent, 38s, 39s, and pretty much all the way through. So looking very good there. Broken Fraser's also made his second stop. He's done soft, and he's now on the medium tyre going to the end.
We've got Jason right up the gearbox of Drew as we head towards turns 12 and 13.
Double overtake here, Steve.
Yeah, this could be a rather fast approach into turn 14, because Drew's going to have DRS and slipstream.
He jumps about a bit.
Oh, there's a bit of lag there, and yes, that's not going to help, but it looks like Jason's going to have this one a bit of a piece of cake for him, really, there.
Hindle's too far away, though, for this point.
Oh, there's contact.
Jason's off!
Drew is out. Drew's car is destroyed. Well, there we are. Unfortunately, something happened in that braking zone, and Jason's going to be heading to the pit lane for a new front wing and a new set of tyres, and probably a new set of pants. So Drew will probably be watching the light, and Jason's doing.
Hamilton.
Yeah, he has. I suppose that's
He's got
quite...
no front wheel. It's unfortunate for him. I mean, I was on the same view that you were on there, Steve, so I couldn't see exactly what happened, but that's unfortunate for both Jason and Drew.
Well, there's debris down into that corner now.
Do you think he's going to go for the softs? He's going to take the gamble? Or do you think he's going to play it safe and go for the mediums?
I think he was looking quite comfortable on the mediums, and if he has got another set of those mediums...
He's going for super softs.
Oh, can he make them last the amount of laps that we've got left? Well, I'll tell you what, he might be in a situation where he'll end up doing 1 lap less than the actual lead, the lead car. How far off the lead is he yet? He's been lapped. So he'll only have 9 laps to do on those tyres. He won't have the full 28 racing laps to do.
Alright, yeah. So that might actually be a very good call by Jason here, then.
It might just work out for him there. Coming to get you then is currently running 24 seconds up the road from Simo 911. Should we call him 911 or 911? Let's call him 911.
Depends if you're a Porsche fan or you're a fan of the Americans.
Oh, 911's got a bit of a negative vibe to it, hasn't it? Yeah, we don't record him September the 11th, do we? I wonder if that's his birthday. Anyway.
Oh, that might actually be, yeah. It's a good shout, that, Steve.
It might be. Or then again, like Dave says, he might just like Porsches. It could be 9th of November. Yeah.
Okay, a little info for you. Emzeleni, he's trying to unlap himself on RDB at the moment. RDB's on a medium compound tyre. Emzeleni 8 is on a super soft tyre, but he's actually being lapped by, I think it is second place Simo. No, it's Jason. And Jason's actually going for an overtake on RDB. He was going to try a double earlier. He's just about done it now. RDB runs wide, and that lets both of the guys free. Nice bit of driving there by Jason. Oh, it's Emzeleni very sideways.
Now Emzeleni is going to have to make sure he does open that gap up, because he'll start getting blue flags unless he can show that he has got the pace to pull away from the car that's behind him.
Guys, coming to get you in the pits, and he's just come out on a set of soft tyres.
Is that battling
right in the middle of the battle there?
Yeah.
This might help Simo a bit, guys.
It might do, it might well do, but...
I don't think it will, because RDB and Emzeleni have let him through straight away. He's already gone. And RDB also letting Simo through. The gap has come down a little bit, but not enough. Depends what happens with Jason.
Well, obviously coming to get you being on soft tyres and Simo on the medium tyres.
Yeah.
So we would expect normally to see coming to get you break away here.
It's all going to come down to how well he holds them tyres together over those last few laps. They should be fine with the quantity of laps that he's got left. It all depends on how hard he pushes on them, I suppose. But yeah, it's another great event for coming to get you again this round. DP?
It wouldn't be that daft of Jason to let these guys through as early as possible, because it would put him a lap down, saving him that extra lap, but it also means as they catch the car ahead, they've got to get out of the way and he can try and get past as well. A little bit of info for you from Drew. He said a brake too late, my fault. So yeah, unfortunate for Drew there.
Well, what I would say to Drew is, best thing for you to do, send Jason a message, apologise to him. You know, saying something like that sends all the correct messages out there if you apologise. Otherwise, we'll probably get loads of messages saying, I can't believe this guy just effing did this. Anyway. So yeah, send a message to Jason, just saying, I'm really sorry, mate, I don't know what I did, but I wrote too late, and yeah, my fault. I've just seen Emzeleni hitting the wall in the background. That could be the end of his race. Let's have a look. Where is his car? He's backing it out of the gravel. He's still got his front wing on. Yeah, where is he going? He's retired from the session. Yeah, there we are. Session over. That's rather unfortunate there, but I'm sure he'll have learnt a lot this week, and he'll be back again in a couple of weeks' time for the next round of World Championship reserves. So coming to get you is starting to catch up a car ahead of him. There is a yellow car. Is that
5th place Tyler R? That's impressive, that, like coming to get you. Lapping all but 4 cars at the moment, and he might actually lap Ryan, who knows? Still got 6 laps to go, so he might do with Casely, as Casely often does in the Project Cars League.
Well, Hindle, he still needs to stop again.
Really? No, he's come out on the medium tyres. He's going to try and do 11 laps on them.
You've got to use 2 different compounds.
He's used softs, hasn't he?
Nope. Mediums, mediums, mediums.
That's interesting. If it's
But
been
that's an interesting thing because you only get 2 sets of mediums. But that will mean he's on warm tyres now.
He has only done the 1 stop so far, so he is due another stop. So I think it will be a stop for super softs.
and it'll be a stop any time soon, then, won't it?
Yeah. I mean, looking at the list, coming to get you Simo, Breaking Plays, they've all stopped twice. Hindle stopped once. Tyler, Jason, Dave Diart, RDB, Emsalen have all stopped 3 times. And then it was Drew and Farfel that stopped once, but unfortunately no one in the race.
Handel's rear end still waving to his fans there. So how far up the road is Breaking Plays? He's quite a fair chunk up there. He's pretty much the whole of that last sector up the road. I believe he doesn't have to pit again. He'll be going to the end on these on medium.
We've got an interesting situation here. We've got Tyler R and Jason actually battling for track position as Jason just let Seymour through. So Tyler R looking to get out of the way right here, and that's going to give Jason a good chance. I'm wondering though, will Jason have DRS for this straight? He might be able to if he gets up close behind Tyler R. Let's have a look here. I think he might have. He might be too far away from a move though. We go up onto the straight.
He might be just in that nice zone of getting an absolutely amazing slipstream.
He has got DRS. Just to confirm that.
I'll tell you what, it's braking and getting the speed down in that car absolutely superbly. That was lovely from Jason into that hairpin. Very easy to. The reason why I say it was so great is because of the speed he was approaching it at would have been a lot quicker than probably what he would have been used to with the DRS and that amount of slipstream approaching it. It would have probably been close to doing nearly 220 mile an hour at that point.
I'm expecting Ryan Hindle to pit very soon.
Yes, it should be not very long at all. But I'm just trying to work out
if he's forgot.
where would it bring him out? That's the question. Is he going to come out into that battle for?
He'll come out just ahead of Tyler, I think. Jason's a minute 44 behind the leader, and when last I looked, Hindle was about a minute 5, minute 10. Jason's just had a little bit of a moment though. So yeah, it could turn into a 3-car battle, but Tyler and Jason's the closest battle at the moment.
So is this Hindle heading for the pits?
Yes, it is. He nearly does a Hamilton, but keep it together just.
It's got to be super soft tyre, hasn't it? Got to be.
No, intermediates, I think.
Well, it might go a bit quicker than his big word on the mediums. I'm sorry, Hindle, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is where it will start raining now and he'll have to be in again next lap.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
So it will bring him out then.
Sorry guys, Jason has made the move. Jason is now ahead of Tyler, who's into the hairpin, DRS assisted.
Yeah, and I was just going to say that Tyler and Jason are quite a fair way behind Hindle, so Hindle does look like he's got that 4th place quite comfortable. But with him being on the super soft tyres, what's the possibilities of him pushing on from there? So his 1 minute, well actually the sector times are not going to be correct until probably about now.
He's not going to catch Breaking Plays.
No, he's not going to get the car ahead of him, is he?
You're talking 10 seconds a lap.
Yeah, as Drew departs the circuit there. But it's got to... It's nice to see some of these new guys coming in and having some speed. And it's just a shame in a way that they just spread that little bit towards the end of the race, and I would like to have seen a little bit more wheel-to-wheel battle, but it's the way it goes sometimes. And Simo is 3.8 seconds behind coming to get you. Has he got the compounds now? Is this the point in time where coming to get you's soft tyres might just start to drop off a little bit? he should be okay, but you just never know, do you? You can visually see the gap.
What I'm wondering is when the battle with Jason and Tyler, obviously Jason being on the quicker compound has gone past quite comfortably, but the question is, will his tyres last in the race?
That's a good question. I think you might find his last lap will be touch and go.
I think this is an interesting battle to stay on, as the Tyler doesn't lose much time in this lap at all, so
that was...
This might be the point where he's oh, Tyler R's gone for the pits, I think. No, oh, he's gone for a move. I don't know exactly what happened to Tyler R there, but he nearly went straight through Jason. Oh, he's lagging. That's it. No, he's lagging.
Could be. The view I had, it looked like he was very close in attacking, and all of a sudden he's going very, very slow on the exit of the corner.
Or maybe he was in the wrong gear. We don't know. I think he may have just hit reverse for a moment there. It sounded like the noise his engine was making. Surely not. He wouldn't do that. But then again, that is one way of creating punches, I suppose. But that gap.
Just having a look at the battle for the lead.
Yeah.
It's actually up to 3.8 seconds. 3.7 now, actually.
Yeah, through that middle sector. Through the middle sector, coming to get you is not having the benefit of the softer compounds anymore. So that's why the compounds have just started to level out a little bit. That's the reason why I say the second sector is, if people are not aware, that's the one with most high-speed corners in it. All the two of them.
Let's have a look at the lap times.
What would be more interesting is to have a look at RDB's tyre selections for the race so far.
He's gone from super soft to softs to mediums to softs to super softs.
And the last soft was only for one lap.
Yeah, correct.
I bet what's happened there
could be the punctured soft that he had earlier on.
Or worn softs from qualifying, or it may only have had 2 sets of softs, so they would have been previously run tyres, quite possibly, yeah. But this is where I think, the games go, well, that set's punctured, they're not available for you anymore. I mean, who in the right mind is going to stick a set of tyres back on that's got a puncture in them?
Ferrari, they put a tyre on and didn't even tighten it up.
Then again, which team was it? Was it Williams that put 2 different compounds on Bottas's car?
Yeah, Bottas's car a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And they didn't even really get a penalty for that either, which was...
I think they did, to be honest. I think they got fined for it, or like a 5-second penalty. I'm not too sure, actually. I do remember they got a penalty or some kind of fine for it.
Yeah. I reckon that was a tactical tyre change himself. But I mean, when you think about it though, the worst pit stops of recent years, which team created the worst pit stops in recent years?
Ferrari.
Yeah.
Red Bull, I think.
No,
it's Ferrari.
They're famous for dragging fuel lines down the pit lanes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Red Bull, it was a Red Bull tyre that went flying a season or so ago. Yeah.
And they did, was it Verstappen this weekend? They're just not ready for him at all.
But I think that was more due to Verstappen than
yeah. We've got Jason heading into the pits with 2 laps to go. Well, for him it would only be 1 lap, really. So, yeah, rather interesting time to pits for Jason.
Yeah, just to hello, Steve.
Yeah.
Possibly. Steve, the leaders are on their final lap.
Yeah. So I mean, with Jason,
I thought it was a drive-through penalty. It was actually one.
So I'm saying with Jason, he would have only needed to have done 1 more lap. So it's
he's locked the position as well. So that's a bit of a weird move, that. I'd say that Tyler Wright is closely behind him in P7, jumping about.
I think he just worn those tyres out. They've been on for 7, 8 laps. Yeah, 8 laps. I think they've just worn them out.
So we're coming into the final stages of this race, and what we're going to be doing once the race has ended is inviting the top 3 drivers for a chat into our commentary box. We'll have a chat, ask them a few questions, and if you've got any questions you would like to put to them, just write in the comments at FRR and then your question, and if it's a particular driver, put their name and we'll ask it to the drivers. But Simo been constantly within 3 or 4 seconds of coming to get you, and it's a great showing again from coming to get you as he heads around the last corner, and he takes victory once again in the World Championship Reserves. Simo 911 taking second place in his first race, and we've only got a few corners left to go for Brake and Clays in third position. He also his first race in front row racing.
Jason, he's closing on David Hart for 4th place into the hairpin. Is he close enough to attack? No, unfortunately he's not.
Might be able to get him on traction though. It's not over yet.
He will. They've got wide.
Oh, he's got it. Will David Hart go for a late move going to the last corner?
And now we know why Jason put those tyres on.
So Jason's finishing 5th. We've got David Hart in 6th position, and it won't let me change yet. Hindle in 4th place. He's still got. His race is finished, surely. I thought it had finished.
No, I don't think so. Because he stayed ahead of coming to get you. So
he did, yeah. He was just a few seconds up the road, wasn't he?
30 seconds behind, so
yeah.
He managed to stay about 5 seconds ahead, or 10 seconds ahead of the coming to get you.
And the car ahead of him is RDB, who's getting the blue flags because he is a lap down on Hindle. And Hindle's gone well deep.
Yeah, but that's because RDB's got even deeper to let him through and put him off. But yeah, interesting that. There's fuel lights flashing as well as Hindle's, but looks like it's going to be a 4th place for him.
Well, after seeing how much of a struggle Hindle found it to start off with, I think that was quite a strong result there for him, to be fair. Okay, so Dom, as you are the chat party owner, if you are able to invite coming to get you Simo and Brake and Clays,
yes, I will.
I shall suggest them.
Yeah, I was going to say DP might need to do a suggesting. Hindle also got a couple of penalties there as well with Tyler, with a couple of penalties as well. But yeah, most drivers there doing 2 stops. There were some that couldn't make their mind up what tyres to use and were doing 4 stops. But coming to get you again, romps away with the victory, and he is looking stronger and stronger each event that goes by. Once again, if there's anybody in the World Championship looking for a reserve driver, surely he's got to be top of your list. What's your thoughts, Dom, then on the race we've just had?
Well, interesting battle for the lead, and also some interesting battles further down the field. What I do have to say though is that the gap to from 2nd to 3rd is absolutely massive. Yeah.
It is quite large, but I tell you what, it's nice to see that we've got Simo there that was able to put a bit of pressure on coming to get you, because if Simo wasn't there, the gap between 1st and 3rd, it would have been 1st and 2nd if Simo wasn't there. But yeah, it's nice to see someone's come in that might just be able to put some pressure on coming to get you. I just realised it's put me in the Ferrari there, but we've just got Brake and Clays join the party. Good evening, just bear with us a few moments while we get everybody in the chat room, but if you could make sure you've got your microphone settings set to always allowed, so we'll be able to hear you on live stream. That'd be great stuff. And coming to get you's just entered. Well done. We shall come to you in a moment. And the other one is Simo, and we're still waiting for Simo to join. But yeah, great racing out there. It's some interesting strategies as well. It's left me no better off than I was before the race of what strategy for myself to run next week.
Well, there was no 1 stops apart from those who didn't finish. There was a handful of 2 stops, but I think most of all was 3 stops.
It was a mixture of 2s and 3s. Yeah.
Although there was a couple of 4s and 5s as well.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely gives something to think about for the races in the league next week.
That is true. But yeah, I really can't take from that race exactly what's going to be the best strategy, because it just looks like there's so many different ways you could approach it. Do we have Simo in the commentary box yet?
Not yet.
Okay, because he's new to us, he may not be aware that we were going to send him the invite, and he may be not aware and not prepared to join. So I think we'll crack on.
Send him a message.
Yeah, we'll crack on, and when he joins, then we'll deal with that at that point. So what we do at the end of the race, top 3 drivers from the World Championship Reserves enter a little podium chat here. We'll go to the race winner first of all, which was Coming to Get You. Well done again. Nice to see you on the podium once again.
Yeah, looking good, looking good.
Yeah, great race out there, great qualifying strategy. Did it all go according to plan for you?
Qualifying, I made a couple of mistakes. Sort of left 3/10 off the table. But other than that, it was alright. The race, though, held back a little bit. But is it Sumo? He's got a little bit of pace and kept me a little.
Yeah, I think your microphone might have just started to break up a little bit. We lost that last little bit of what you were saying there.
Apologies, can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, he does look pretty quick.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah, Simo, I was just saying he does look pretty quick. It looks like he could be a driver that could be putting you under a bit of pressure there for the next few rounds that are going to be coming up.
Yeah, I look forward to it. He's got a bit of pace, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, we've got Dom with us in the commentary box. He's a World Championship driver. He's been commentating on the race today. Dominic Overdykink. Dom, have you got any questions for Coming to Get You?
Well, you always plan the pit stops that you did, the 2-stop. I think you did mediums twice and then went for softs, didn't you?
I ran softs at the start and mediums.
Yeah, softs at the start, yeah. So that was always a planned strategy what you wanted to go for in qualifying on the softs as well. Because you didn't qualify on the super softs, obviously.
No, it was the plan. Tyre wear seems a bit higher than normal. But the plan was to run the super softs at the end, but the mediums just couldn't cope.
Well, now we know that. It definitely gives us food for thought for our racers, as Simo has decided to join us. Simo, just bear with us for a few moments. We'll come to you in a second, but if you could just, for the meantime, make sure your microphone settings are set to always allowed and your microphone will be turned up. We'll come to you in a moment. But yeah, I mean, last few races that you've had with front row racing, I've said great to see how they've done really well. I'm, great to see how well you're driving. And today, obviously, we had somebody that's able to put you under a bit of pressure, and you've been able to deal with the pressure as well. I'm struggling to ask you questions because of how well you've done, to be fair. Normally, if someone's made a mistake or a little error, you start to talk about it, but you just seem so comfortable out there.
I've got a question.
I was just going to say, DP
It leads on to another question a little later, or a comment a little later. The medium tyre, how were they in the cold conditions? Not medium tyre, yeah, the medium tyre.
The medium tyre itself, with my setup, was okay to start with, but it seems that the more it wetted, the worse it got. So it was a case of try and figure out what was the best strategy or tyre to go on at the end.
Well, don't be surprised if you get a message from Hindle asking what your setup was, because he has commented saying, holy crap, the mediums in cold conditions, and then a few more swear words. Don't be surprised if he might message you on that one. But, I mean, all I'd say is very well done. Another good showing. Again, you've put yourself up at the top of the list of for drivers who may need a reserve. So, well done.
Okay.
Yeah, well done.
Very much.
If we get any questions coming on YouTube for you, we'll ask you those in a moment, so please bear with us, stay with us for a moment. So going on to second place, Simo, or is it how Dom pronounced it? What was it? How did you say it, Dom?
Simo.
Simo.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which way round is it? Which way? Is it Simo? Simo?
It's
Simo.
Simo.
Okay.
So he is related to Nemo.
Yeah, you are related to him. Right, anyway, get on to the important stuff. Great race out there for you today. First race front row racing. We've been looking for drivers to come in that can give Coming to Get You a bit of competition, and you look like you could be that person. Do you feel that you can carry the pace on to other races? Is it just or was it just a one-off here at China?
Sorry, just before you do answer, Simo, can you turn your microphone up a little bit, please? You're very quiet on the broadcast.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so yeah, and as someone was just doing that, just remind you of the question, which was, is this circuit a one-off for you, or do you feel you'll be able to have that pace at other circuits as well?
I think I'm better with the other tracks. I think this is the most awful for me.
Well, that's going to be interesting to find out then at the next few events coming up then, because yeah, you look quite strong out there today, and I want to ask you a similar question to what Dom asked coming to get you. With strategy, did you have it planned out, and did you have to change it during the race, or did you just do the strategy that you were aiming to do from the start?
Yeah, I actually aimed for the one stop. I did 22 laps in practice, but it couldn't do it here with the medium.
Well, yeah. Something that some people may not realise. Actually, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep that to myself. No, I will say it. If you are practicing on a online lobby on practice mode, if you've got it set to the 90-minute session, your tyres will last twice as long.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah, the reason why they do that is because the 90-minute session is set like that for the 100% races, so they have the same tyre wear as the 100% races. So yeah, all your tyres will last twice as long. One thing you might want to do is do the 45-minute practice sessions, because they are set to 50% tyre wear, so you'll have the equal amount of tyre wear as 50% race. So there you go. That could help you. Anyway, Dom, any questions for Simo?
I've got quite an interesting one for Simo. Obviously, Simo, you're being Finnish. You're not the first Finnish driver entering this league. We've got Geofin, of course, a driver that's driven with us for a long time. And we've got fairly new F1 road runner, and we've still got our old friend A-Razor21. Do you think you can be top Finn in this league? The best Finnish driver?
I have to say that this was the second race with no accidents ever. So maybe I practiced too much.
Well, to be honest, if this is your second race without assists, you've done very well.
Yeah, very well. I'm surprised.
I'm looking forward to the rest of the season for him.
Yeah, I'm surprised how well you've done, to be fair, saying that's your first outing with little practice, with no assists. Yeah, on a circuit that you're not fond of. Very well done.
Impressive.
Yeah, and we will be keeping an eye on you in the future events, and I'm pretty sure Coming to Get You is going to be keeping an eye on what you've been up to as well. Because
coming to get you.
Yeah, it's coming to get you. It's going to be coming to get you. Yeah, very well done. In third place, we had another new driver. And the name was,
Breaking Clays.
That's it, Breaking Clays. Sorry, my brain just went absolutely, completely blank for a moment then. So
that might be the age, Steve. I mean, you are a bit older than the rest of us, so...
It's too much beer. It's getting too late. I had too much beer. Yeah. Right. Yeah, well done, Breaking Clays, on your third place. How are you this evening? Are you there with us? Or have you got your mute button on like most people do have and then forget? Wait for the click. Is he with us? Is he in the chat lobby?
I don't know. He's in the chat lobby, yeah.
He is, yeah. Breaking Clays, unmute your microphone.
He's not very keen on talking with us then, I suppose.
Maybe.
Quite possibly. Well, if he is talking, unfortunately we can't hear him. It's not that his microphone is just not working on the live stream, it's not working for us either. But if you want to say something, Breaking Clays, just put in at any point. If we can hear you, we'll ask you some questions.
You know what will happen? Give it about 10 seconds, we'll hear a toilet flush.
Yeah.
She's been to the loo.
Yeah. YouTube, Dave. Anything on YouTube for the drivers on the podium?
No questions. Everyone's been dull this evening. Hindle just commenting again about the medium tyres, and Drew mentioned that he had a good fun battle with Hindle, which would have been a surprise to both of those drivers, to be honest. But yeah, I mean that's about it really. A couple of people earlier on saying should be a 2-stop, should be a 1-stop. I think it'd be interesting to see how the World Championship World Series guys get on next week. So yeah, that's about it from YouTube, to be honest. They're just sitting and watching today.
Okay, well, so what we need to do is ask the guys on the podium the question of the day, which is, what should Dom's commentary name be? We've had a few suggestions already. Dive Bomb Dom.
One of my favourites, that.
That's one of my favourites. So if anybody that's watching the stream, you've got a few seconds to write down your answer to question of the day. What name should we give Dom for his commentary name? Yeah, but great event there. Do we have Break and Clays with us back on the microphone yet? Has he returned from the toilet? He's probably sat there watching the live stream, but not like live. He's watching it from like the start of the race. Yeah. Okay. I think we're gonna have to go on.
I was going to say there is one other suggestion that was made for commentary name, which was another one from yourself earlier on, which I'm guessing you've forgotten.
Yeah, go on. Oh no, that was one that
Domenico Rosberg.
Oh yeah, Domenico Rosberg.
Or Domenico Rosbot.
Yeah. That one didn't go down very well. Okay. Tumbleweed.
So I could have said something there, but I won't.
That's a wise choice, that, Dave.
Yeah, it's too early. Okay, I think it's just about time to wrap up then, Steve.
Yeah. So I think we're going to have to call Dom Dive Bomb Dom, because it does sound like it was the best suggestion. So that was going to have to stick for now. So very well done to the top 3 drivers then in the World Championship Reserves. In first place, it was... I'm brain going dead. Coming to get you. Second place, Simo. Third place, Breaking Clays. Very well done to all 3 drivers, and it's going to get very interesting on the events coming up as they get more used to driving in the No Assists League. Tomorrow we have the Assists Allowed League of the World Series Reserves, and at the weekend we've got some project cars races, all advertised on our Facebook page. For further information, please find us on Facebook. Hit the like button on there as well, and if you've liked this video today, please hit the like button and subscribe, and you will get notified if you hit the notification button of when we broadcast again. So thank you very much, everyone. I've been Front Racing GP. Dom has been Dominic Overdykink, now also known as Dive Bomb Dom, and down in the pit lane we've had Front Racing DP, also known as Ted Crabsticks. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and good night.
Have a good night, everyone. See you soon.
Have a good night. See you soon.
Good night.